Hello, my friends, and welcome to tonight's episode of the League of
Yeah.
Amazing Adventurers here on twitch.tv/tabletop rolls. I could have gone for longer, but headphones.
Taking like the soccer goal approach to our
Yeah.
announcements to see.
Go!
I did a sustain. So I had my final vocal coaching last week, and I did a sustained note just to see how long I could hold like a G, like just like a solid G for like how long we could hold it for. It was like 75 seconds. It's like, yeah, go lungs. That's why you don't smoke.
What you talking about, darling?
Eat your treats, kiddos.
William.
God, that's
I've never felt younger.
I have to complain about that after stream too. But we have many announcements before this stream. Number one being programming schedule, slight change next week because the majority of our cast is American and are going to be doing stuff on the 4th. I know you're not, but PJ, Zoe, and Aaron are. So we're losing half
Could
of
they
our
possibly
folks.
have to do?
I don't know.
Aaron's
They're
probably at work.
Aaron
Yeah, she
is at
is.
work.
Aaron's work, Zoe wasn't actually busy, and PJ's hanging out with friends. So
Yeah.
Because
So
he has friends.
we're
People
taking
deserve
the
a
week
day off.
We're taking the week off for Strength of Thousands. We'll be back next week. But we're still doing Calling Chronicle, and we're still doing Calling Chronicle to this week on Canada Day.
'Cause there's few things I'd not prefer to do than play D&D on the holiday. So
Exactly.
that's how I feel too.
On a side note, someone please remind me on that day to explain to chat before we begin that any large banging they hear, because my home is close to the only fireworks display happening in the city, there might be some bangs.
you're near the Downs. Okay.
Yeah, we're near the Downs.
Location drops.
But yeah, I mean, once Christmas comes around, I'm more than happy to share my address with the viewers so they can come see the Christmas light show.
Just give him your street.
Yeah, we give them the street. I mean, you can't.
I mean, give them the street. They're gonna figure out which one is Will's by the like glowing beacon of light that is.
if you
Make them work for it.
If you think
Make him work for
if
it.
you think I'm extra in tabletop RPGs, you should see my parents when it comes to decorating for holidays.
He showed me just the plugs, like just like where the electrical things were plugged in.
I'll show you. We have it all unplugged now, but I'll show it to you later.
I must see this monstrosity.
It's crazy. It is 6 boxes with 30 plugs each. And they're usually all doing that, and some of them have cords that are split. We have a crazy light show. It's all programmed to music.
Okay, I can't do math, so I'm going on my calculator.
That's 180, Abby.
Oh my god, that's a lot.
Yeah, we have like over a cup. We have in our basement. We have like 9. What's 9 times 5? 45.
45.
We have 45 Rubbermaids just filled with mini lights, and they all get used on the house. Abby's mind.
What's your electricity bill like?
Surprisingly, not that bad.
Damn.
The house is glowing.
They just, they turn off all the other lights inside the house and exist in darkness.
Anything is possible when you lie.
The sun is a deadly laser. But
Yeah, literally.
anyway, continuing on with our announcements, we have Monday nights, Strength of Thousands. We're off next week. Tuesday nights, Tuesday nights. I might take a week off at Outward. I'm not going to lie. Last stream made me real salty.
No.
So Tuesday night will probably be something different. Wednesday night we have the League of Amazing Adventurers. Thursday nights we're off. Also, happy birthday, Matt Mercer. Friday night we have the Calling Chronicle. Saturday we have Salt and Sorcery. Sunday we have Stardew Sunday. Salt and Sorcery has been taken off, so like y'all come and watch the show. Me and Matt have just been like scared for our lives. But Elisandra's a necromancer now, so yay.
And Garl continues to hit things.
Hell yeah.
All is
Also,
right with the
if you're
world.
not on our
Yep.
Twitter, go follow our Twitter. I posted a minor spoiler for the next campaign for League of Amazing Adventurers Campaign 2. I posted a little spoiler of some stuff that might be there.
There will be sand.
There will be sand, there will be bugs, and there will be Swamparooksy.
Waparooksie.
Bayou-Rooksy.
Oh. That was one word for a second.
But yeah, so that is that. Our next show, our next campaign after this one, we'll have some like one-shots between it just to space it out a little bit. But yeah, that's what I'll be writing. And I am positioning myself. I'm saying this live on stream so chat can hold me to it. I'm positioning myself to be able to release the campaign in written form after we're done with different chapters of it. So if you all like the encounters and the stuff and you want to play it through with your own groups at home, you'll be able to do that.
No, don't try this at home, kids.
Or do.
Or do tell it.
Or
let
do,
us,
I'm not
let
your
us
dad.
know if you TPK, and then I can be like, see, you all are good. But those are all of our announcements. Let's do player and character introductions. Of course, we have our standard Castro characters, our wonderful crew of amazing adventurers, and some really great friends to have along your side. We have playing Cassandra, Corellia, the elf that lived, Abby.
I've witnessed the most heinous maidenless behavior today, so I'm glad to be here.
Haven't we all in the last week?
Ah, true.
Yeah. Then we also have, speaking of, I can't use this as I can't use that as a segue.
Do it. Do it. Do it.
Say it, you coward.
Cooper. Speaking of maidenless behavior, Cooper.
There it is.
Good save.
We have Cooper playing Lynx.
The Dursleys liked flexing that they were very basic. Thank you very much.
And do you know what the sticker I'm holding up and one of our cast members have in common?
Oh, no.
They made it. It's McKenna. McKenna made this. It's cool. It's a sticker. I don't stick stickers on things though, so it's just
I'm
been
the
Oi,
same way.
noy.
yeah.
Arnar.
Arnar. It's McKenna playing Nim. And I swear by the end of the campaign, I am going to be able to pronounce Nim's full name. But not yet.
Lies.
You
You can find
Those are
McKenna
beautiful
at
goals for
McKenna Ray
yourself.
Art. They've probably posted a TikTok today.
I sure did. I
Yeah.
talked about my favorite thing about tabletop RPGs. It's probably not going in the direction you expect.
Oh, is it Raindrops on Roses?
No.
Whiskers
Killing
on
people you
Kittens?
don't like?
Tits
Flirting
on
with your
cats?
friends?
Kind of.
Bright Copper
Kinda.
Kettles? Warm Woolen Mittens.
Making a full recovery just with 8 hours of sleep? That's really unrealistic.
Juicy, gorgeous women?
Kinda.
Letters that wipe your character's memories? Oh wait, that's Saturday. That's Monday night's game. But yeah. Speaking of Monday night's game, the person who GMs that, the person who plays Garl tonight, and the person I'm going to be playing with in an in-person game in a game store on Monday. Matt.
Gasp.
Matt's
That
playing
is
Garl.
me. I do love playing Garl, and this store is where Garl was born, so I'm glad to be going back to the origin.
Yeah. We're going back to Garl's origins. And the crazy thing is, y'all, I was really excited. I was really worried that we wouldn't have a full table. We already have 5 players signed up, and a full table is like 6 at max. So, like, if you're in the Winnipeg area and you want to play some Pathfinder 2e, look up the PFS Lodge on Facebook for Manitoba. I'm sure Mark will link it in chat if I ask Mark to. And join that, and we'll get you all set up. Then, of course, we have, I think the only thing left to introduce on the stream is me. Hi, I'm Will. I'm all
Hi, Will.
here. I
Prove it.
swear. I've not lost my mind to a Disney gotcha game. I
It's not
hope
nice to
y'all...
lie, Will.
There it is. There's the link to the Pathfinder group. That's all of our announcements. We've been rambling for a bit. I'm going to roll the intro, and then we'll get right into the game. Last time on the League of Amazing Adventurers, our party headed down south to the next town, city, that they were trying to free from draconic grass, the city of Namsla, which had been completely grown over as a giant garden took it over. When they arrived near the city, a number of humans got on top of a building and waved them down. Oh, the 2e table's already full. Oh, sweet.
Oh.
And waved them down. Our party made it down onto the ground, where they met with a number of humans, as well as a new Leshy friend, Nessie the Leshy. Hi there, my name's Nessie. It's very nice to meet you all. I hope we can be friends. A number of plant puns ensued, and the party, after being reassured that Nessie wasn't trying to lead them to a death trap, and that this dragon wasn't necessarily treating the people who lived in the city badly, they just had certain appearances to keep up, Nessie led them through a number of trials, essentially, to try to get to the dragon that is holding the city. Eventually, they made it through the final one, where Garl got to face off with her favorite enemy, which is
trees.
If we ever do a giveaway, y'all, just so you know, if we ever do a giveaway, we're going to have some sort of skill testing question. It will probably be, what is Garl's favorite enemy?
True.
Also, what is Garl's favorite terrain?
Ooh, that's a good one. But after doing that, Nessie led them into a large glade where the dragon made themselves appear. Crawling out of the ground, Nessie then hopped up on their head and said, "Yes, I'm a familiar Leshy."
Hell yeah.
And
The
this
lie
was a
detector
test.
test determined.
Familiar to who?
And we are picking up with the party as this massive topiary dragon. Like, if you've ever seen a topiary, I'm assuming you all know what a topiary is. For people who don't, it's a bush that's in the shape of an animal. Imagine a full dragon just made from topiary. And, like, I'm not thinking like a western dragon, like an eastern, like, long dragon. With different, like, flower bushes making up scales and things. It's absolutely beautiful. Excuse me. And yeah, as they kind of like bow their head towards all of you, Nessie jumps up on top and now is sitting on top of this dragon's head. And they just like bring up like one of their arms and just give Nessie a little pet. And Nessie's like,
So cute. I want to push Nessie so bad.
Oh,
I was like, so are we
wait,
fighting?
now that they're not in the trial, and Nessie jumps down and just comes and like jumps up to Cassandra and gives Cassandra a hug.
Oh.
Thank you. I love this.
Was there a reason why you couldn't be hugged before?
I had a
I mean, I
protection
didn't
spell.
like it.
There's a protection spell on me too. Keep me safe.
Oh.
It was suspicious how nothing had to be rolled with the.
The dragon just like looks down and is like, yes, I put a form of wall of force around her.
Interesting. Also, I'm terribly sorry. How rude of me. Nimbus Evangeline Amalthea Saint Altair. Pleasure to make your acquaintance. And she gives a little curtsy.
The dragon bows her head and just kind of looks towards all of you.
Chip takes his bowler off.
Cassandra will give a little curtsy, and she'll also let Hecate out to play with the mushroom.
Yes, good to see you again, Corellia.
Oh boy.
Oh, again? We've met?
Yes, although the last time we met you did warn me of you possibly not remembering.
Did I say anything else?
No, not in particular. We just caught up. Over tea.
I do tend to do that.
Yes, I lent you some books.
Oh, which books?
Some simple gardening books. You were interested in the subject at the time.
Huh.
I don't know.
I wonder
where
if I
they've
still
ended
have
up.
them. I'll try and find them if you need them back.
It's fine. And Lynx, it's a pleasure to meet you again.
Again?
Yes, I apologize. My humanoid form had a little bit of a vacation in Calmia.
Okay.
What?
While you were speaking at the university?
Is Dragon a professor?
Maybe a student?
I was one of the students. I didn't stalk Lynx, though. I kind of let them to the thing. But you had a wonderful lecture. It was very good. It definitely put some
You're-
ones to Trelidarian magic schools in shame.
You're a brilliant liar, thank you.
They chuckle at that. Yes.
So you wanted to talk to us about something?
Oh, yes. I hope you don't mind. As you can see, I hope the townspeople were speaking to you had reassured you that, I hadn't been eating them or sacrificing them.
Yeah.
Yes, okay, good.
Just to start with, Chip would like to do a perception check to see if they're being honest.
Make a perception check.
33.
That is a success. Yeah, they seem legit.
All right.
I hope the townspeople had said as much. But I do have good news. I have been keeping up certain appearances to the point where Trelidar has decided to ignore me here for some time.
Well, that's good.
Yes, this has allowed the people here to live somewhat normal lives during these periods, but only so normal you can be. Now, I personally have no love for Trelidar.
Were you working with them in the first
Yeah, I was
place?
going to ask them, like, how did you end up
And
here?
That is where the rub comes in. Nessie kind of hops down. They have her seed.
They have your what?
For
Sorry.
what?
My origin seed, the sprout that I came out of.
Oh, so
They,
to be clear, then you are more plant than dragon, then.
yes, well, I'm both, technically. They just kind of like, here, 1 minute, and they look to their side and they breathe out what appears to be a bunch of vines, like poison ivy looking vines.
Oh.
I have a salve if anyone needs it.
Yes, my breath weapon allows me to not only debilitate my opponents with poison, but also keeps them in place with ivy.
It's very nice ivy.
Yes, very poisonous. Do not touch it.
Gotcha.
And they kind of like retract it back into their body.
If it's a hostage situation, I don't suppose you would know where they're keeping it.
I believe that Trelidar's High Enchanter is currently the one keeping it. In
Their
their
High Enchanter, dare I ask?
is a title, but they would be in the capital of Virtus.
Sorry, we'll say that one more time.
They are housed in the capital of Virtus, and that is where the seed is.
Okay, the capital of Virtus. That's a new name.
Well, the capital of Trelidar is Virtus.
Yeah.
It's where Trelidar's Archmage is, and the person who's controlling this war is as well. It's also where they're funneling a majority of the magic power they're taking from the untalented. Ugh, I really hate speaking like that.
Do you know what the name of the Archmage right now?
Unfortunately, I've not met them. This Archmage, since they came into power, has been very secretive. It's odd. It's like they trying to keep their name out of others' mouths, which, understanding the power of a true name would make sense.
Do you know how recently they came around?
About... I think the best event to attach it to would have been your success against Magdia. Around that time.
Interesting. Interesting.
I don't suppose there were any, space or star events that might have happened around this time period that we should be aware of?
If you want, you can make an Arcana check.
I do.
Or a astral check, or a appropriate lore, astrology lore.
I don't think I
What
have those.
about-
I've got library lore.
What about Lutania lore or literature?
Maybe even divination lore would work for this
I do
McKenna.
have divination lore.
I'll just throw this out there just in case.
30.
There was a minor celestial event. The outer planets of the solar system had aligned for a short period of time when Magdia had begun their attack, and that you put a stop to.
Okay. What could possibly happen when outer planets align? Could it release people?
Some say that gate spells are more powerful at that time.
Cassandra just slightly grabs Nim's wrist, like, okay, let's just stay calm. I have a
So,
sinking feeling.
Well, the gate spell is only, for travel. Travel from one point to another, perhaps between planes. I mean, that's possibly how they got the white dragons to Brighthall in the first place, but... Why? What's...
Do you think the current Archmage could possibly be Ragnaphon? Just slightly worried.
Remind me who that is again.
My ex-husband.
the, that's what I thought too. Chip is furiously taking notes.
I mean, it's entirely possible. I don't know. You tried sending him anything? Any messages? Any...
I have been specifically avoiding that. But if you think it might help, I can give it a shot.
I mean, with sending, it's not as if sending... It's not scrying. There's no will save.
Yeah.
Well, there's no will save they can make, I say, in character. There's no possible way it can backfire, where they learn your location or get some sort of visual on you. It is simply a method of communication. I think
do
maybe
a...
the most dangerous...
Chip raises a hand. To be fair, it is possible that if you message them and you identify yourself, it may key them onto the fact that you are now turning your focus to them, which admittedly they may already be thinking of. They may be aware that this group as a whole is heading on a collision course for their ambitions, but I just feel like whatever small sliver of surprise that it may still have might be narrowed even further by them knowing that we are fixed on them now, perhaps.
The dragon will pipe up. Raggy has not yet made it back.
Oh, thank goodness. Whew, that's good.
Well,
Also,
I'm not sure.
Just for your ease, Cassandra, the pet name that you had for them, that you called them whilst we would spend time together, was Raggy.
I wasn't going
terrible.
to say anything, but I
Nimbus
assumed.
stifles a snort.
This does make Cassandra snort laugh.
I'm not sure.
You
I'm sorry. I'm not.
decidedly hated it. It was very
Cassandra pointing at herself in the mirror and going, cringe.
Haven't
you-
at all.
Your leafiness. I'm not sure exactly how I should address you.
Simply call him. Honestly, it's been ages since I've had a proper name.
Call you Ivy. I feel like Ivy would be such a pretty name.
Oh, of course, yes, I can go by Ivy while we chat.
Out of curiosity, Will, this being a plant dragon, are they male, female, non-gender specific because they are a plant?
Non-gender specific. They are a plant.
Ivy, then. I feel I should ask that while I'm sure I speak for everyone and I say we'd be more than happy to make an effort to rescue your original seed or what have you during the course of our efforts. Is there something like this is a hostage situation of sorts, or they have a metaphorical blade to your neck? Is there a risk that if push comes to shove, they have a way of compelling you to assist them?
If that is the case, they would be able to do so. Yes. I do not know how familiar you are all with matters of the occult. I know Corellia, you were very familiar with it at the time, but perhaps not now. There is magic in certain names.
46 occultism.
Yeah, so, Chip, you know a lot about true name magic. It's often used with fiends and demons and devils, but essentially, if you know someone's true name, you have a certain amount of power over them. This seed provides that level of control over them.
Would it be out of the question that we could send some sort of signal to you? Because while we, both us and yourself, could not possibly halt them from using the seed against you and using this sort of true name magic, could we make it more difficult in a practical sense? We could send word to you once we have begun, quote unquote, our final assault, and you could literally fly in the other direction. So by the time they perhaps try to use you against them, you are physically too far away to assist them.
Yes, that is something I'd be happy to do.
Yes, I mean, I think it would be a rather simple solution, honestly.
I'm not going to lie to you all. I was watching you progress through the city through Nessie's eyes. And that instilled a certain level of confidence in me about all of you. You will seem to be good people. And I feel like I can trust you all.
While you were saying this, Garl, who's kind of like squatted down on the ground because she doesn't feel like she can contribute much, is like, picked something off the ground, is like,
Garl,
like a leaf.
The dragon basically touches the ground, and like about a Garl-sized carrot pops out.
Aww.
Garl immediately tries to snap it in half with her thighs.
Yeah, you can.
Cassandra starts sweating.
The dragon notices this, and then pops like another 4 of them up for Garl to continue working with. And
nice.
They just smile.
Well, then, unless there was something else you needed to talk to us about.
The only other things I would like to speak about, to be quite frank with you all, is your plans for after the war.
I suppose we could ask you the same thing.
That was the last thing that I wanted to speak on. I feel that it was important. Because once this war is done, there is much humanitarian work to be done. For my part, I'm personally planning on flying about to different places that may be seeing food scarcity and pointing to the Garl-sized carrots, helping solve those problems.
Well, I suppose I haven't had an opportunity to talk about this, but assuming we make it through the end of the war, which is a hefty assumption, I was actually planning on finding a tuning fork to go back to the Feywild, and, tracking down the Baba Yaga's hut, taking all of the soul fragments she possesses, and returning them to their rightful owners.
Very admirable cause. And one that
time-consuming undertaking.
One that I doubt you will be doing without company.
True.
I suppose it might be worth asking as well. You seem a powerful individual. Do you have anything perhaps you could give us that could assist in our endeavor, assuming that it couldn't be, turned against us at an inopportune moment?
They
If not,
wait.
that's perfectly fine. I'm
It-
just curious.
It takes them a second. And then they just kind of like smile a little bit. It's like, there is one thing I could offer one of you.
Which is.
I myself am heavily infused with Fey magic. Now, I know that some of you are not entirely mortal, looking towards Cassandra and Chip. But to those of you who are looking towards Lynx, Garl, and Nimbus, I could perhaps offer you a boon of the Fae.
What would that entail?
It would simply entail you accepting a certain amount of primal power into your heart. That could perhaps, albeit a slight amount, change you.
Change how?
Granting you power. It would depend on the person. It depends on the type of fae that your soul is naturally attuned to.
Hmm.
Give me. Where did I put that cheat sheet? No. Effectively, would let you pick between 4 different type of fae, and get a special additional ancestry feat that would
Ooh.
slightly alter your physical form. Like there's a dryad one that kind of makes you look a little bit woody.
You don't mind my asking, why is this an option for mortals and not for slightly less mortals?
To be quite honest with you, I don't particularly fully understand how it works, but I do know that creatures like Teflings, Duskwalkers, etc. tend to react badly when this type of magic is introduced into their very existence.
Oof.
And if one's, say, very existence were partially magic, you don't think that would have a bad effect, would it?
No.
Okay.
Yeah. And they will grow a pomegranate tree. They will pick it, and they will basically tap their claw into like the top of the pomegranate.
I'm suddenly looking around for multi-headed dogs.
And it will start to glow like a golden, like sunset red. No need to decide now, and she will put it in front of all of you. Simply, if one wishes to have this boon, they would just need to eat this.
I do glance over at Garl to see if she's just gonna eat it.
Lynx will eat one.
So would Lynx like the boon?
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, yeah, slightly metagamey kind of question. Well, like, is Garl being offered one of these?
It's one for the party.
Oh, okay then. Never mind.
So right now it sounds like Lynx wants it.
I'll get to learn all I ever wanted, I guess.
Lynx. We'll talk a little bit after the stream as to exactly what changes you go through. I need to find my cheat sheet, but there's going to be a couple options for you.
We start noticing changes.
Effectively, Lynx, you can now add to your traits tab the Fey trait.
Okay.
And as like a story thing, Lynx's lifespan has been doubled effectively.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Of all the people to have their lifespan doubled.
The
I mean,
one most afraid of death?
I mean,
The one
It would-
most afraid of losing people by outaging them.
it conceivably would be maybe a little wasted on Garl, so.
No, it's not true. I get more time with girl. Maybe.
Yes, we'll talk about what mechanical benefit that's going to give you. We'll have to pick your Fae. There's a few choices. I just apparently misplaced the sheet today, so I'll have to
Oh,
do
I
that
misspelled
after.
Fae.
Is there a set way to spell Fae in the first place?
I mean, probably.
Kind of. Depends on what literature you read. I'm used to it being FAE.
Me too.
The GHITON is silent.
Phaeton.
No, silent.
This is my child, Phaeton.
And they were
Yeah.
never heard from again.
So, a Fae-bound background?
No, just it. I think there's a thing that says traits on your sheet. Yeah, traits, right beside your alignment.
Oh!
You can add the Fae trait to yourself. Your home plane is still the material plane, so if a banish spell is cast, you will not get sent to the first world. But yeah.
Nice.
Was there anything else that you were concerned with regarding post-war plans?
It was simply a wonder that I had. I have learnt over the years that believing in a positive outcome will often shape it.
Interesting. Well, gosh, I mean, I guess I came here expecting a bit of a fight, so I'm a little
I mean, if you'd like,
nonplussed. I don't
would
know what to do
you-
with myself.
Would you like me to try to eat
No,
you?
no, absolutely
Carl-
not. Actually, lovely to have something of a
Good.
diplomatic resolution.
I'm
I just think I was.
scary dragon. Rawr.
Me.
You
Rawr.
were very scary. Magic, lights. Nim does
Ow.
like little dancing lights.
Garl holds up to Nim a one of the large carrots, but it has like an angry face with a big angry looking eyes carved into it now.
Oh, that's very scary, Garl.
Oh
It's a
no, my carrot.
Carol
is
lantern.
broken.
But I
Jesus.
suppose, given the well, Trellador has upped the timeline, so to speak. We thought we had a little bit more time before we'd had to go there, so I suppose that this took less time than expected is a boon in and of itself. Unless you had further business with us, I suppose we can be on our way back.
I believe that all business is concluded.
All right then. Nice meeting you, Ivy.
Nice to meet you as well. Nessie? Yeah? Can you show them back? Yeah. Okay. And then Ivy just, goes back into the ground. And then Nessie just, brings her hand up to, as if they're trying to, hold Cassandra's hand.
Yes, I will reach down and hold little Nessie's hand. Like, come on, Renesmee, let's go.
Ooh.
Stop it. How could you say that to me?
How could she not?
How could I
You
not?
know her?
Oh my god.
Come on, Rumpelstiltskin.
Not
God.
this.
Come on,
Oh.
Resume.
I mean, to be fair, I am the soul of your first no.
Jesus Christ.
Come on, regurgitation, let's go.
Oh boy.
Come on, my little vomit.
No, I'm sorry. If I was going to trap a soul in if I was going to trap a child's soul in a plant, I would do the classy thing and have them be a tree stump ghost like Pokemon.
Fair.
But yeah, Nessie leads you back to the village area where everyone's kind of eating and drinking. There is it's really weird because what they have right now is they have a tree that they've literally put a tap into.
Mhm.
And it's coming out half maple syrup, half brandy. Like a maple
Ooh.
brandy.
Nice.
And like, yeah, people are eating and drinking and having a good time. And as that is happening, Nessie says, "Oh no."
What?
And then you all hear a very loud roar.
Oh no.
That almost echoes through this area. Can everyone make me a will save?
You nicknamed my child after the Loch Ness Monster!
46.
The DC is... Let me look.
Not bad.
The DC is... Where's the DC on their sheet?
You're
The
scaring me, Will.
The DC is 40.
Not a crit
I
fail.
got a critical success.
Yes. So anyone who critically succeeded, you are unfrightened. Anyone who succeeded is frightened 1. Anyone who failed is frightened 2.
Damn.
For a few moments.
Sorry, the DC was 40?
Yep.
Okay.
Nessie is just kind of like shaking a little bit now.
That your
That
is
wasn't
that
my...
Ivy?
As you're saying that, up from the ground, Ivy. No, that was not me. Back into the ground.
Oh. No, come back. Oh, okay.
Head back up,
don't.
yes?
Who was that then?
I would assume that was our neighbor to the east.
Ah, the prismatic dragon ruling over Dalros.
Yes.
Is there a reason they're here?
They are not here. They are in Delros.
Oh, they're just loud.
So 6 seconds has passed. Do our fright conditions go
Yes,
down?
they do.
Oh, okay.
Yay!
I'm not going to bother with the conditions then.
Ivy says, "Give me one moment," and you basically see like a mass of flowers moving up a building.
I made a boo-boo on my character sheet, and I don't know how I managed to do it.
How'd you do? What'd you do?
I permanently have -2 to everything.
Did you do frightened too?
Conditions tab?
There are no conditions active on the tab.
Even when you pull it down?
How did you do that?
So what I did
Talent.
for Will, the one who knows what I'm talking about because he can access it, I hit frightened and I set the condition to 2, and for some reason
I
it
fixed it.
pulled up frightened twice.
I fixed it.
That's a band-aid fix, but it's a fix nonetheless. I somehow managed to put frightened on there twice, and I don't know how.
Yeah, I just
And then
I just
it
reset
just-
your frightened.
Perfect. Okay.
Yeah.
I have no idea how I managed to do that.
I don't know either. But after a few moments, the leaves and the flowers come back down. Ivy's back.
Lynx just got extra frightened.
You all may
So
want
scared.
to return to Lionberg with haste.
Okay.
Okay.
In fact, if I may, who would know it the best? Chip,
That's me.
could I plant a little seed in your memory for a moment?
Do it.
Sure.
Okay. They just like produce a sunflower, and like
I mean, I've swallowed enough tea leaves in my life already.
one of the sunflower seed pops out. If you could just eat that,
Is it salted?
one of the villagers runs with a little bit of salt.
Delightful.
Chip proceeds to eat it.
Okay.
I'm asking, does Chip proceed to eat it?
Yes.
If Chip doesn't want to, Chip doesn't have to.
No, Chip will go ahead. It's going to help the group.
Fair enough. After a few moments, you feel like a certain little bit of probing in your brain. Make me a will save, or you can choose to fail it.
I'll choose to fail, I guess.
All right, you feel your memories being scanned through for a moment. Perfect. I apologize for the intrusion, Chip. And then they grow a tree. They take their claw down the tree, and on the other side of said tree, you can see what appears to be a garden in Lionberg.
Oh, tree walk.
Quickly now, there's only about 8 seconds. I'll send someone over with your ride.
Garl scoops Chip up underarm like a football and runs through the tree.
You hold Chip like football?
I mean, he's nearly the size.
Scurry, let's go.
Plus, he's the slowest member of the party.
Fair enough. So Cassandra runs through, Chip and Garl run through,
I'm going.
Nim runs through,
Link strides through.
and as you all stride through and the tree closes behind you, Cassandra, you feel like a little tug on your hair. It's like, oh no.
Hello.
Hello everyone, it looks like I've tagged along.
Oh no, I'm so sorry. I stole you.
I stole you.
I mean, they can get back eventually, I'm sure.
Oh, I'm supposed to say, Ivy says, and then, like, Nessie's, like, eyes roll back into the back of their, like, the pinecone eyes roll back into the back of their head.
Mm-hmm.
I apologize for the manual control over Nessie here.
Oh,
Works
God.
out that she's attached to you, Corellia. It appears as though our lovely chromatic friend has gathered their entirety of their force and is marching towards Lionberg. You probably have about 2 days to prepare for a very large-scale battle. I'll send as much help as I can. Good luck. And then Ivy goes back. Well,
Oh.
that was new.
Assuming control.
Okay.
So,
I pat Morrill on the head and whisper, I would never do that to you, ever.
so my friends.
What if
we
you like
are
it?
now entering into what I'm calling a challenge of building up defenses and building up traps and things for when this city is inevitably attacked by a horde of dragons.
Woo.
Now, you have 2 days in game to do this.
Neat.
And during those 2 days, you can do 3 preparation actions each. Now, I don't have any like hardline examples or things that must be done. You guys are almost level 20 now. It's up to all of you. So, for the sake of ease, I'm going to have everyone roll me initiative, just so we have a turn order for these.
Oh, I forgot to click myself again every time. I always do this.
He happens to the best of us.
It does.
Come on, Cassandra. Load. Load. There we go.
I say, law. Give me some good rolls.
God, if only.
So, that is the information you have. There is a massive force of dragons coming your way, and you should probably prep for a battle. Now, the 5 of you, the 6 of you, technically, are the highest ranking officials here. So,
Ain't that just the way of the West?
not yet. Nimbus.
Yeah.
Haha.
So, during this first day of the 2 days you'll have, what is the first thing? Like, what is the first thing? Upon hearing this information, what is the first thing Nim does?
Freaks the fuck out.
Jesus fucking Christ. Rally the fucking troops. Most of my spells are things that are temporary. Like I think before the fight I would probably cast a few Resplendent Mansions just as barricades. But for now, I think it's going to be letting as many people know exactly what is going to happen so that we can get as many people involved in this process as possible.
Yeah, I like that a fair amount, actually. What skill would you like to use for that?
Diplomacy.
Alright, make me a diplomacy.
49.
Yes, let's do some maths. So that is a success. you are able to rally the troops quite effectively. People begin moving efficiently. Nim, how do you go about it?
I think it would start with Ascendancy,
Yes.
because he, at least to my knowledge, besides Chip, seems to be the one in charge.
Oh, Nimbus, you're looking more manic than normal.
That's a rather rude thing to say, considering the situation. Just so you are aware, the Chromatic Dragon in charge of the city whose name I'm forgetting right, Dalroth, is headed here now. Seems to be skipping over Namsla and Brighthall entirely and heading straight to Lionsburg, with an army of drakes, dragons, probably whoever it can find, and we need to batten down the hatches, fortify our infrastructure, get defenses ready, get offenses ready. We need to be ready. I mean, I suppose we could evacuate, but where to?
Ascendancy just pops out the soul weapon and says, "Alright, time to get to work. Ollie will be back to check in later." And Ascendancy starts running off, basically. You can see them running up to, like, specific people, being like, Delta is in effect, Delta is in effect, Delta is in effect, and basically, like, writing this coded message off to everyone, and then that's being disseminated throughout the entirety of this camp.
Nim also goes off, not knowing what that means, and just says,
Delta is in effect. Delta is in effect.
Okay, Galrel.
For her.
Garl is possibly looking like she's thinking the hardest she's ever thought, just trying to rack her little, Cocker Spaniel brain. Because Garl can, I could make pits and fill them with spikes, but dragons can fly, man. They can fly. So
They can fly, they can fly, they can fly.
Garl is basically going to just run around to all these defensive positions that other people are maybe setting up, and is going to just be carrying things for people. She's going to make sure that there are arrows in all sorts of places, that any spears we have are in places. She's going to carry boxes of medical supplies into hard points so they can't easily be destroyed. She's just going to do all the heavy lifting she can possibly do. She's going to move, the most vulnerable people, the wounded and the non-combatants, and anyone who's not working, help move them further into the structures, get them away from the outer walls and everything. Just use them big old muscles that don't require big thinks.
Nice. Make me an athletics check.
Okie dokie.
I assume that's what you want to go for.
Yeah. I'm just checking. Did I ever take assurance in athletics? No. Whatever. 48.
That is a success. Garl, you are able to lift like very few people are able to. As you are doing so, at one point, you hear a sort of yelling, "Garl!" From the top of one of the buildings, and up there appears to be the young adventurer that you had basically had a one-on-one with your first night in the city. With even now in the middle of the day, wearing this black coat with that magic sniper rifle up there with him. They appear to be trying to pull up a heavy thing of metal. Can I get your help with this? I don't have much upper body strength, I'm afraid.
Garl just whips out the ghostly crystalline wings and flies up there. And by the way, to better help with the work and stuff, Garl has essentially stripped down to the fantasy equivalent of tank top and shorts, because she's running around.
Nice.
So just also hoping to improve morale with the gun show.
Yes.
Valid.
What
Garl,
do you call when his leg gains, though? What do you call when his leg gains?
Thunder size.
Pistons.
Yeah, I like pistons.
Garl, as you're up there, you help them pull up what appears to just basically be Garl wouldn't know what this is, but Matt, you do. A minigun. It looks to be essentially a minigun, and they're putting it down. They appear to be installing it on the rooftop here. Want to see something cool, Garl?
Sure.
They take their sniper rifle, they stick it into the middle of the minigun barrel, and when they channel their magic in it and start pulling the trigger, instead of a single sniper shot, it's like a minigun of electric arcs.
Oh,
True.
clickety clack.
Yeah. Looks like I should be able to catch up with your kill count this time around.
We'll see.
Yeah.
And yeah, Garl, you continue helping out like that. Our links to the past. What are you getting up to?
Links. Sorry. Oh, excuse me. Lynx would like to start drawing up construction plans for Ballista to help combat without it just being on our shoulders. But so that other people can man the ballista and help us from the ground, from the towers, from the walls.
Yeah, make me a crafting or engineering lore check. That's a critical success. Lynx, you are able to really effectively do this. Like you get to the point where effectively between yourself and Beatrix, basically the two of you work together on this.
I love her, Your Honor.
And you are able to get a number of ballista going, and Beatrix is even able to automate some of them.
Oh, love her, Your Honor.
Nice. That's 2 success points. Chip.
Chip would probably like to try and let me just check something real quick here. Crafting. Okay, yeah. Chip would probably try and leverage some of his inventiveness, and knowing that we probably, unlike the minigun, we probably don't have enough kind of like effective ranged weapons to go around. He would like to maybe try and rig up what essentially would be like projectile flashbangs, essentially like really bright fireworks to shoot up into the midst of any aerial attackers. And have them like set up strategically along the walls and things like that. Just rig up some handy little gadgets that might give us an edge.
Yeah, make me a crafting check.
38.
Unfortunately, Chip, you're trying to get the powder done correctly. That will not be a success.
Hold on, what did I roll there? An 11. I have like a luck boon. I don't know what that does. I can't remember.
I believe that one gives you a reroll.
Can I reroll the crafting check?
If you'd like to.
44.
There we go. That's a success. Chip, you're able to create essentially exactly what you want. It takes you a little bit of time, but you're able to get there eventually.
Excellent.
Yes, and as you're doing so, basically a number of like the medical staff come and join you. It's like, people are stable right now, Professor. Let us help you with this.
Very well. Starts to give out instructions and try and, he's a teacher. He knows how to direct people in a group.
Nice. Then, yeah, Cassandra.
Cassandra will do her best to pry herself away from watching Garl work and get herself into the library to research this dragon and possibly what kind of other dragons this dragon summons, see if she can find any strengths, weaknesses, all that fun stuff.
Arcana or library lore.
We
There
know
it
how this
is.
is going down.
Ooh, a success, but a narrow one. You are able to do a lot of research. You're able to learn a lot. Specifically, the thing about chromatic dragons, Cassandra, is that they often have resistance or even, at times, immunity to their specific type of elemental damage that they're attached to. So that may cause a problem for you all. Specifically, you know that white dragons are immune to cold, black poison, blue electricity, red fire, and etc.
Nobody's immune to force.
And this one is all of those colors, right?
Yes, this one is a chromatic. This one is a prismatic dragon. And it's taken a lot of my willpower to not just call them chromagus, because that's not what they are. But, yeah.
What are all the immunities again?
Basically, white dragons are immune to cold. Black dragons are immune to poison. Blue dragons are immune to electricity. Red dragons are immune to lightning. Fire, sorry. I was thinking about Azula for some reason. Green dragons are immune to poison. Basically, the big element, the basic elements. Most of these dragons will be immune to them.
No, not acid then.
Perhaps acid. I have to triple check.
There's a dragon that's immune to acid.
In 5e, yes, but Will just said that green was immune to poison.
I might have notated it wrong. I'm going to quickly.
Yeah, I think aren't blacks poison and green are acid?
Yes, I believe one of them is. I think
It's a weird thing to say out of context.
I think,
Yeah.
I think black dragons.
I wasn't going to say anything.
I think black dragons are actually acid.
Oh, 3.5 black and green were
Please double
both.
check, because I have something that might be useful. I mean, it'll be useful against all of the ones that are not those, but who
Black
knows?
dragons are immune to acid. Blue
Dang.
dragons are immune to lightning, electricity. Green dragons are poison. Red dragons are fire.
Okay.
White dragons are frost, ice, cold, and yeah, those are the
Good
ones we
to
need to worry
know.
about.
Awesome. And do they have any like weaknesses such as like they're attracted to like this, so we could draw them away from a certain area, or
mean,
like they're attracted to this?
Most
or...
dragons are incredibly vain, and I'll let you deal with that as you will.
Mirrors. We need mirrors.
All right, but that's Cassandra. Nim, we come to your second activity of this day. You have one left after this one. What does Nim do after getting the word out? It seems like the entire city is a bustle with preparation.
I go to triage and heal as many people as possible.
Nice. Do you want to do that with magic or with medicine?
You're gonna make me roll for it instead of just letting me use spells, huh?
I mean, the thing is, you can use spells, but there's only so much spells can do. People do need legit medical treatment too.
Right.
Jip nods silently.
Use magic, which should be an Arcana check.
Sure.
I need a 16 or higher, so I'm not hopeful about this. Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Nimbus, you're not quite able to like efficiently heal people. Like your spells do the job, but there's a lot of wounded people.
Yeah.
All right. Garl.
That is my name. This is going to be. Garl would like to actually try collaborating with Chip on something.
Okay.
Chip comes up with an idea, but she needs kind of Garl's assistance with it because there's some kind of like strength-based stuff based on it. We wanted to create some heavy weighted nets.
Okay. So I would let Garl make a athletics to move them and Chip's a crafting to make them.
Yes, that was what I was hoping for.
Okay.
All right. Garl's athletics to wrangle up materials.
Success.
Chip. Damn it.
Unfortunately, Garl's able to wrangle up materials, but everything is very brittle.
Yeah. Apologies, Garl. I seem to have wasted your time.
Lynx. That will also be Chip's turn, too. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I figured.
Lynx, what are you going to do?
Now that we have some extra armaments built, it's time to actually arm them. I would like to see if I can create specialized bolts for the ballista
Okay.
and be able to have like apply on demand with my with my perfect crafting. But be able to, like, any layman can apply these to the bolt before they're loaded and fired elements to help situate combat with the Dargans that are on their way.
Nice. If you'd like, you can make me a... I feel like that would probably be a crafting or engineering lore check.
Yeah.
Success.
Okay, I'm glad that's a success.
Yeah, Lynx, you're able to do just that, and it takes a little bit of time, but you're able to progress. Cassandra.
I want to see if I can use deception to maybe like set up something that can make some of these dragons think like maybe there are people where there aren't any. So they kind of like attack the wrong areas. Maybe it confuses them. Maybe like some sort of Hall of Mirrors type situation, but like less of a hall.
Yeah, make me a deception check. Success.
Yay!
Nice, yeah, you're able to create quite the distracting... You're basically able to, in one of the sections of the city, create what is effectively like a honeypot trap for dragons. Like, you're able to use mirrors and deception to make a pile of gold look a lot bigger than it is.
Somewhere there's a sexy dragon in a cocktail dress.
Nick,
Or in a tux. I don't know these dragons' lives.
but it's just a rabbit disguised as dragon. Nimbus, your final action for the first day.
My final action for the first day is to use this feat, Divine Guidance.
Okay.
To do a little religion check and have a little prayer on it, and maybe see if there is any guidance to be found in like a possible way forward, any way to gain an upper hand, or if there's even something underhanded we can do. I'm not being picky.
Sure, make me that religion check.
41.
That's a success.
Yeah.
All right, can you read that last paragraph while of the thing while I figure out how to word this correctly?
Absolutely. If you succeed, you unearth a relevant passage, parable, or aphorism that can help you move forward or change your thinking to help solve your conundrum. In this case being, the incumbent army of dragons. For example, the GM might provide you with a cryptic poem or hint that can help you in the next step of solving your problem.
I actually have to think about how to word this in a good way. Sorry, chat. Give me 1 second. I'm not prepared for this level of...
You've stumped the DM. Good job.
No,
if you would like to just give me a general gist of something, I will make believe. This is a game about make believe. I can make believe it was a sonnet. I know
A
you
limerick?
can write sonnets.
It's important to draw wisdom from many places, as it is important to look inward and start asking yourself questions. Who are you? What do you want? If you look for dark, that's all you will ever see.
Had to stop myself from quoting Twilight. You had the first part, and I was scared.
Just do it. Just do it.
Nim, that you can also interpret that to be along the lines of if you are to face something that you see as your fault, do not be swallowed by it, but face it.
Well, that's already what I was doing.
Mechanically speaking, I'll say this as hints at one of the dragon's abilities. which is as a free reaction. It can do this. It can do this up to 3 times a round. It can make itself resistant to the last energy type that does to like the last type of energy it would have taken damage to.
That's energy specifically,
Yes,
not
like
necessarily
acid,
bludgeoning, piercing, or
cold,
slashing.
fire.
Gotcha.
That,
Including force.
As a reaction, it can make itself resistant to that type of damage.
Motherfucker.
So
all right, that's good to know.
So stacking up the same types of damage is a bad idea.
Yeah.
All right, Garl.
Yes, indeed.
Leshy's on the line.
Leaves on the vine.
Oh, I thought we only got 2 chances.
No, you got 3. You got 3 a day. And you have 2 days.
Oh.
Oh.
Wow. Okay.
Oh, so there's 6 total.
There's 6 total. I'm keeping track of how many defense points you are getting, and it's changing the encounters as we go.
Ooh.
During this time, could I have asked someone if we are expecting, like,
Right now,
yes, dragons.
12.
Dragons can fly, but are we also expecting that they have, like, non-flying thralls and stuff, or dragon cultists or something?
I mean, on the first night, you saw those newts that were attacking the walls, like the little salamander people with swords.
So Garl then is going to try and make a spiked moat.
The lava mansion rejects, as I'm calling them. All right.
So I'm gonna. I guess it would be an athletics check to dig a hole, or can I not use athletics?
No, you can.
Like a moat.
The DC is going up every time you use it, though.
Okay.
Roll it.
43.
Barely a success.
What a success!
But a success. That now brings you up to 13 readiness points.
Yeah, I will try to do something else for the next few.
Lynx.
I was getting tired.
Lynx would like to go. This is the end of day 1, no?
Yep, this is the end of day 1.
I would like to say that this will happen at the end of the day in terms of what he's actually doing. But Lynx will be conferring with the rest of the party to see what they've learned or what they've prepared to help administer his plan for the second day.
So perception?
Yes.
Roll it.
Oh.
Oh, Lynx, even with your train.
I would like to hero point that.
You can.
Yay!
Unfortunately, not a success, but not a critical failure. DC is 40.
Oh my god, okay.
You have a hero point?
I just used it.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh, I missed that.
But you didn't lose readiness points, you just are a little bit flustered at the end of the day. Chip.
Lot to do.
Chip is going to now try and, for once, leverage. He's going to go and help out what Cassandra was, or not, sorry, what Nim was doing, and going to try and do some actual, like, not, you did healing as well, but, actual medicine check.
Yeah, make me a medicine check.
Oof. Nope.
No, unfortunately, Chip, once again, there's so many people to heal.
Yeah.
Cassandra, for the final check of day 1.
Okay. I'm going to use a diplomacy check to see if there are any, like, dragon rules of combat that would make them hesitate to fight. Like, anything's like, oh, yeah, no, that's too far for me. I won't do that.
That would be more of a society check.
Ah, society check? How bad's my society compared to that? Alright. I'll go with society. We'll see what happens. It's not gonna be good.
Unfortunately, dragons are mysterious creatures, and you don't know much about their societal roles. So at the end of day 1, out of a possible 18 successes, you have 13 readiness points.
Not bad.
So,
Okay.
that evening, some events are going to happen before we go to part 2. We will begin with Cassandra and Garl. Cassandra, Garl, the Leather Crew, has called for you to join them at their campsite tonight.
I don't like that name, but okay.
There's a lot being said tonight that I'm not the one reacting to it first, and I think it's really funny.
It's the students in leather pants and leather jackets. It's like the greasers and the...
Okay.
Yeah.
Chewing on a toothpick or something.
Yeah. The group of students that y'all impressed that first night.
As long as they've got butts on the pants.
Cassandra will wear leather pants and a puffy white shirt in solidarity with the leather pants gang.
Nice.
For her.
They have asked for the two of you to come join them at a little campsite they have set up.
Garl wears leather shorts just to keep things different. A tube top and some chains. She got the wrong impression about what this gathering was about.
For her.
Don't ask where she got it. She doesn't know.
So
She
Garl
doesn't know.
and Cassandra, the two of you as you arrive, are you arriving together or separately?
I mean, I have no problem with carpooling.
Carpooling.
I mean, it would save on gas.
Fantasy gas in this economy?
I mean, just go to Taco Bell. Get gas.
So the two of you are able to
terrible.
make it. The two of you come to the camp together, and basically, like all these people, they're like paired up in groups, and they're basically they appear to be passing what appears to be a small keg between each group, and like each of them is like drinking from it at the same time, and then passing it to the next group of two.
Is this a mixer?
I've never been to a mixer before.
It's a battle brew. One of the students says it's like gets your blood pumping and ready for battle.
Ooh. Well, I'd love to partake.
You're meant to drink it with a partner though, and then they grab it from someone and like their partner, like they each of them like take one half of the spout and drink from it at the same time.
Yeah.
Are the partners assigned, or is it
It's BYOP.
Is it alphabetical?
It's BYOP. And then they just keep passing it about.
Garl is now very confused. Garl's not good with acronyms.
Cassandra,
Bring
if you
your
would like
own
to make a
lampshade.
perception check, you can.
Hell yeah! I'm gonna make that check. If my sheet loads. There it is.
As you like are as you're kind of like awkwardly standing there for a few moments, about 2-3 minutes pass, and you notice like one of the couples that was drinking from it, like as you were there, the two of them are getting up and leaving at this point. And then like it's like following a thing. There's about like a 5-minute wait, and then people are just leaving.
Homophobia.
What?
I don't know.
Cassandra whispers to somebody, "Where are they going?"
Probably back home. They have a battle tomorrow morning.
Oh, okay. But they're just leaving?
Yeah, you
So
drink.
it's not
you
homophobia?
drink the battle brew, and you go. It's like a shot.
Oh, I figured they'd be a little more socializing or something. I don't know. I've never done this before.
We've learned that whenever we start telling friends stories about battles together, or like saying we'll do this after the battle together, that those friends tend to die, so we kind of avoid those.
We've read TV tropes.
Okay.
We see the death flags, and we avoid planting them in the first place.
Smart.
Have
Oh
you,
no, the
like, my
fourth
goodness
wall has been
gracious.
damaged.
My goodness gracious, have you seen there are so many there are so many books that people have written, and they'll like begin going through like a whole bunch of book series where like that trope has happened in this world, and be like, it happens all the time. And art
Now that you
imitates,
mention it.
and there's literal gods for art imitating life. So if art's going to imitate life, we're not going to fuck with that shit.
That's why Chip never retired in his books.
The logic is sound.
Yes, like literally, this is one way to not get smited by Shaylin on the battlefield, and then like another couple
This.
drinks from it.
Well, I would very much not like to get smited, that's for sure, so I will follow suit. Smited? Smoked?
Smote.
Smitterino.
Smithery?
Excuse me.
No.
Does Cassandra fill Garland, or is Cassandra just... What does Cassandra do?
She'll Phil Garland.
Okay. I'm a little parched.
Do the two of you partner up for the shot?
If Garl's okay with it.
If Cassandra's all right with it.
If she's alright with it.
All right. So, as the two of you do so, I need the two of you to add some
save.
notes to your character sheet.
Ooh.
Oh.
For the next 24 hours. Or sorry, for the next 48 hours. For the next, basically, until after this battle.
Okay.
Once per day, you can use a 2-action activity with the concentrate trait to learn the present state of the other person that you drank from this with.
Oh.
Aww.
Yay.
You know their direction and distance and any conditions affecting them. As well, both people who drink from this can cast message as a divine innate spell at will, but only to target the other participant.
I'm just gonna put this under actions as Cassandra vibe check.
Hey.
I will put like the full block of text into the Zoom chat
Hell yeah.
for you two to really know exactly what you're dealing with, but that's what you got.
Gotcha. Copy paste that so I don't lose it.
Oh, and you'll also have the telepathy spell with each other.
Oh.
'Cause
Wow.
This is the high
Uh-oh.
level.
Wow.
Now here's the thing though, Will.
Mhm.
Did we go to this little mixer before going to sleep for that night?
Yeah.
So we're gonna have telepathy while we're sleeping potentially.
Yes.
Oh.
Okay.
So
Good to know.
after that, the two of you are basically set free to go about your business. Let's jump over to Nimbus.
Yes. To Nimbus.
That evening, is there anything particular you get up to?
Yes, Nimbus. The poison for Nimbus. Nimbus is poison.
If there's nothing you can think of to do,
No.
Nim. Okay.
I'm deciding between two things that I want to do.
Oh.
And I know this is where I left off I left Loinsburg in last session, but I do think
Sorry,
I have a
could you repeat the name of the city?
Loinsburg? You
Lion.
want to see how it's spelled on the fucking map, Will?
Oh.
Just called
Uno
me out.
reverse card. Uno reverse.
Just called me out on it.
It should be right. Oh, I guess chat is probably on the RP overlay.
Yeah, they're on there.
For everyone else's reference, it is spelled Loinberg on the map.
Oh
Oh,
my.
it is. Oh, fuck.
Don't forget
has
to gird your
it has
loins.
been that way. It'll be 2 years in September that map has looked like that.
Jesus
And I have
Christ.
pointed it out before, and it has not been fixed. So you have officially been hoisted upon your own petard. Nimbus has a couple more questions for Gunther if she can find him.
Gunther
That sound like a
is-
great honeymoon spot, though.
Gunther.
Loinberg.
I mean, Gunther
They're
is
making themselves
MIA.
scarce.
Gunther is fully MIA. However, as you are looking for Gunther, you do come across a Gwendolyn and a Alessandra.
I don't suppose either of you have seen Gunther.
No, I haven't. I apologize, Nimbus, says Gwen. And then Alessandra speaks. They've been making themselves quite scarce since you disappeared.
Yes, I had quite a few questions for him before I left for Namsla, but I don't know. Perhaps he's avoiding me. I don't think I was especially rude. I just think the questions, the nature of the questions was a little bit, delicate. But I did get some news. News that I'm surprisingly... I don't know. I don't feel bad. So, out of curiosity, I asked Gunther if my parents had pursued having more children.
Gwendolyn's face immediately goes like, oh. And she's like, stop, Nimbus, stop right now. If we are having tea, we are having tea. God damn it, I've taught you better than this. And she
Yes,
just
you're right. I'm
grabs
terribly
you
sorry.
by the scruff of the neck. And also I'm just like, Gwen, it's like,
Watch the dress.
oh, right, here. And she just hands you to Alessandra. And then Alessandra
Watch
just
the
like
dress.
looks at you. And she just like lets go. It's like, unless...
Unless.
It's fine. I just put a hand around her waist and follow Gwendolyn.
And Gwen's just like grabbing, has like the two of you are walking together all couplely, and it's like Gwen is like dragging the two of you by each of your like outer hands behind you with her like arms slightly behind her back. It's like, and then they
Not
head
Gwendolyn, Naruto running to tea.
they head
Oh.
to they head to your private room.
Mm-hmm.
Gwen kind of like taps on like a badge, and like 5 minutes later Beatrix comes up. It's like, I was told to bring tea.
That's awfully sweet of you. Oh, this is going to require some context then.
Beatrix, for your sake, and Nim launches into like the whole business regarding her family. And leaves. Eventually, she comes to the point where she's like, "Well, my mother had the thing that she said where she was like, oh, you know, it's just another 20 years. We can always start again." So I was a little bit worried that they had. Specifically, the way I phrased it to Gunther was, have they replaced me yet? And honestly, I thought if he had answered with an affirmation that I would feel bad about it. I thought I would feel, I don't know, maybe jealous or resentful, but honestly, I don't feel any of those things. I'm actually quite excited. I have a baby brother. But I'm also terrified.
Upon you saying that, Alessandra's face visibly goes pale.
Oh. I think Nim sees that and just assumes that she has the same thought process as Nim. And Nim says, I mean, I'm terrified, of course. Traditionally, the magic of my bloodline is passed around matrilineally, so a son in Trelidor right now could be frightening. But I'm also scared. What?
Nim,
What?
I don't want to be the one to bring up bad memories. But I feel like you might be missing something with that.
Well, there's what the Sildons were doing in Calmia.
Okay, good.
That's what I'm worried about.
As long as that thought crossed your mind, because that's going through my head right now, and I'm like, oh God, what if we're going to have to kill Nim's brother, but we won't know they're the brother because they're not a baby, they're a full-grown young adult. Oh, that would be disturbing.
I mean, specifically what my mother said was, what's another 20 years? So you'd think that she might wait the 20 years and not just truncate it so horrifically, but I don't know. It's hard to put anything past her at this point, and you'd think, given the history of my family, that she would want him to remain young as long as possible, because as long as they are still a child, they have potential. If the bloodline has not been passed down and they age him artificially, it could be a death sentence. She has to know that. But I don't know. That is my fear. But also, I don't know. I hope I get to see him grow up.
Yeah,
But,
so like upon that, like Gwen goes into full emotional support Gwen mode. And B just kind of like stands there awkwardly for a minute, says, you know, I'm going to let the three of you work this one out together, and B heads out to go do some work.
I didn't mean to. didn't mean to make you uncomfortable. I'm sorry.
But for the remainder of the evening, the three of you are in what I can only describe as a cuddle pile.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's why Nimbus was trying to track down Gunther, because she wanted more information about a little baby boy.
No, that's a definite, understandable fear to have.
Yeah.
And if you had not come up with it, I was going to have Elisandra put it into your brain to give you something to think about
I've
while
already
working.
been thinking about it. I've already been thinking about it.
Fair enough.
Been thinking about it.
You were supposed to be the chosen child. Because of you, I didn't get a childhood. Battle, battle, battle.
Oh.
Could only ever end this way.
I have the high ground, Nimbus.
I can fly. That doesn't mean anything to me.
It's a metaphor.
But yes,
For what?
Lynx.
Lynx is putting pen to paper on basically an instruction guide for how to apply his creations to the ballista bolts.
Lynx, as you're doing that, just roll me a general crafting check.
Mhm.
There's one
Where's
more
my
thing I
character
want
window?
to seed this evening. Perfect. That's exactly what I need you to roll. Lynx, as you're messing around with that formula, your mind wanders a little bit for a minute. And Lynx has been absorbed in their work before, yes.
Mhm.
To the point where the world seems to disappear around them, and then it's just the work.
Mhm.
It's weird because you got that instruction booklet done. It was done in short order. But you kept working after it for a while. Something was just itching in the back of your head. And by the time you're done, you have what looks to be the beginnings of a device that would condense a large amount of magical energy.
This stumps the alchemist.
It does. For some reason, your brain just went there, and it's like you were copying out a memory.
Okay. That's spooky. Lynx puts a pin in that for later.
Lynx, you gather that you could possibly use that to create an artifact similar to the instruments of woe or lenses of creation.
Okay. Lynx also puts a pin in that for later.
But otherwise, the night goes by well and goodly. No dragons attack this evening.
Huzzah!
And the next day, preparations continue.
To be clear, they are due tomorrow morning. Yes.
They're due, yes, tomorrow morning. You have 3 more preparation slots to do.
Okay.
So, Nimbus, for your first preparation slot for the day, what would you like to do?
I think it's gonna be another diplomacy check just to raise morale.
Roll it.
Bolster some happy feelings.
That's
52.
That is a critical success.
Hell yeah.
You are able to really bolster the troops. Everyone is very gung-ho about killing some dragons. Garl.
Nice.
This will be a bit of an odd thing, but oh wait, no, sorry, I was thinking of head chip. Though this may also be a little odd. Garl would like to try and use intimidation somehow, because I imagine I'm still getting the higher DC for athletics, right?
The DCs get reset each day.
Okay, well, I'll start with athletics maybe then. I will continue to dig my hole and maybe also add some nice spikes, get some planks of wood, carve them into spikes, and plant them in the moat. So anyone who falls into the moat will get shish kebabbed.
Okay, roll it.
41
That's a success. You're able to do so. Lynx.
on a 9.
Lynx would like to try to recruit people to man the ballista when the time comes, preferably with a little help from someone that's a little bit better at talking to people. Or under the guise of trying to make this like a patriotic sort of gig, wherein, you know, you fight for the well-being of your neighbor and your nation and your life.
Okay. What skill would you like to use for that? I'm thinking
Society. If at all possible.
the DC will be slightly higher, but you can roll it.
Okay.
That's a success.
Oh, thank God.
You managed to create a manifesto that gets people going. Professor Nicholas Chip.
All right, so this was the odd one that Chip wanted to do. Chip wanted to try and use his perception checks, possibly standing up early in the morning, his cup of tea to center himself, staring out across all the approaches to the base to try and use perception to determine maybe from which avenue the enemy is most likely to attack.
Make me a perception check.
32.
That is a failure. But not a critical
Not very good
failure.
tea. Yeah.
So Chip, the enemy is nowhere in sight yet.
I see.
Cassandra.
It's more of a
Yo.
theory, theorizing, but you know.
Based on my reading the day before, I want to make an intimidation check to set up things that could possibly intimidate and scare dragons.
Roll to put some heads on spikes.
Nice.
That's a success.
Yay! Heads on spikes. Heads on
Heads
spikes.
on spikes.
Nimbus, as you are about to go, I need everyone to make me a DC 40 will save.
50.
Critical success.
Oh, these are all will saves? Sorry.
Yeah.
Will.
Success, but
Hey.
critical success because you're an oracle. Success for Chip.
Woo.
Success for Garl.
Huzzah!
Lynx fails.
I think one of these becomes a critical success. Hold on a sec.
You
Who's
did-
got that?
Yes, Lynx fails. So anyone who succeeded, you're frightened 1 for this next roll. Anyone who failed is frightened 2. So you have a -1 or a -2 on the roll. Don't bother adding the frightened condition to your sheet so we don't curse it. If you critically succeeded, you're fine. Nimbus.
Yay!
Your mic is not picking you up.
All I said was all right. Also, I just want to say, for the sake of posterity, it's not that my mic is not picking me up. It is that Zoom is drowning me out. Just for posterity. Zoom has audio filters, and that's if it's something that's too quiet, it's like, oh, that's background noise, and puts a kibosh on it.
Fair enough.
It should be noted that both Chip and Garl have the thing now. Different names for different feats, but it's a thing. If they get a success, it's a critical
Okay,
success.
if it's a critical,
Nice.
you're not frightened at all. But if you succeeded, you're frightened 1. Fails, frightened 2.
Wish Zoom would drown out dogs. That would be nice.
Aw.
Lovely. You don't understand, Abby. We have some neighbors that just don't take care of them.
Aw.
Ignore their dog.
Puppies.
Yeah. Trying to think of a way that I can use deception to my advantage.
Lie to the children. Say it's not that bad. We can handle this.
I kind of want to see about maybe putting up some building facades.
Yeah, roll the set design.
Yeah, a roll set design. I love that. Nat 20.
You make the universal backlot look like a shameful display.
Topical.
Tour. Who?
Fantasy Jimmy.
VIP tour who
Fantasy Jimmy Fallon having a fantastic day. Garl.
Garl.
I'm Fantasy Jimmy Fallon. I'm out of touch with the people around me. Hey.
Jesus.
Wow. Garl would like to find any of the people that, I don't know, are too cynical that the diplomacy checks previously hadn't worked on them, and just try and put the fear of Garl into them.
There's a
Fear of
number
God.
there's a number of like there's a number of like human and elven guys that are just kind of standing around not doing anything. They're like, I mean, we've been fighting for all this time. Yeah, like, we're not going to be able to make the world a better place with just us. We can't do that. Yada, yada, yada. Other things men say like that.
I'm also glad I managed to catch that my intimidation was one less than it should have been because got set to custom.
Roll 20.
Oh, 37. Damn it.
Uh,
I rolled an 8.
Squishy
That's my
did-
favorite number, and it betrayed me.
Squishy did give you a hero point early on.
Actually, I haven't used Garl's hero points, so I'll try again.
No.
Oh, roll 20, you rat bastard.
Chip takes offense to that.
Cannot
He should.
stir the hearts of the children. Lynx, you're up.
Damn cool kid.
Lynx would like to try to now utilize his writings from the night before to teach to people how to apply the alchemical reagents to the ballista bolts.
Crafting or Arcana.
Damn.
Or Academia lore. That is a success.
Okay. It's on the low side.
Chip.
All right.
He doesn't
Chip's
almost
just
say-
gonna try medicine again, and I'm also gonna check that my medicine is. Yes. Okay. 44. There we go.
That is a success.
It's the first medicine check of today, so.
That is a success. Chip, you are able to get a few people who are wounded back up and running and fighting fit. Cassandra.
I think I. Oh, I had an idea. Now I lost it. Oh, no thoughts, head empty. Love it when it does that. I wanted to make a diplomacy check just to raise spirits and get everybody hyped for tomorrow.
Yeah, make me that diplomacy check, Cassandra.
Dang it.
Do you want to use your hero point?
Yes. Please work. Yeah!
That is
Nice.
a success. Cassandra, why don't you tell us what you say to the masses?
I say, this is a now or never situation. We have no choice but to fight. But that doesn't mean that we can't win if we all do this together.
I feel
But it's going to take each and every one of us.
Yeah, I think I think a very large crowd gathers. Like, people have been working nonstop today, and a break is needed. Everyone is around for this speech. And as Cassandra finishes it, a strange light appears just above the city.
Mushroom cloud.
And then that light begins to expand into a disc, and then a tear, and as if it was a dimension door on a massive scale, dragons begun to pour out of it, and the battle has come early. But we'll have to pick up on that next week.
Not the Drakengard segue.
I'm annoyed. I was holding off on something for my last. God damn it.
Nothing ever goes to plan.
But out of a possible 30 successes, you had 16.
Oof. But some of those were critical successes.
Yes, that is critical successes counted for 2.
Oof.
So out of a possible 30, you had 16. So that's going to change some of the encounters for y'all. But thank you all so much for coming to tonight's episode of the League of Amazing Adventurers. Don't forget to check out our many other shows here on the channel, like the Calling Chronicle on Friday and the Strength of Thousands AP, but we are off this week for the 4th. We'll be back next week on the 11th. So thank you all so much for coming, and we'll see you all on the next one. Bye-bye.
Have a good night, everyone.